G'day guys, Darcy Ninja here. Today we're talking shoulder pain or pain underneath your ribs, and we're focusing on a muscle called our serratus anterior, and we're going to show you how we treat that. Yeah, so it's quite a thin muscle. It's an outer muscle. It's probably the most superficial muscle of our lats and our muscles on the outside of under our ribs. I'm going to show you where it is. So this guy here, you can start to see. Look at it, how it attaches onto our first rib, all the way down to our 12th rib, and how it comes underneath here, and it actually attaches onto the back of the scapula. So sometimes you'll see scapular winging or a protracted scapula or rounded scapula. That's often because our serratus is underactive, meaning it's not functioning properly, it's not activating, and therefore our scapula is rolling forward and we get pain at the front of our shoulder. So sometimes it's just about activating that activating that serratus and waking that up with some treatment. So I'm going to show you how we do that. So I've got my wax here. So I'll show you where it is first. So on Ninja, you can see here a little bit of serratus activation. Yeah, a little bit through there. So here's his lat, teres minor. Our serratus is in between our intercostals and it wraps all the way up here and it comes even up under our pec.
Maybe you should show us, Darcy.
Oh.
Look at that. That's not serratus. That's serratus.
That's serratus. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show. Yeah, it's quite a sensitive muscle.
It's good though.
But yeah, sometimes we just get pain in our scapula, even related to like neck pain, because if the mechanics and the postures of our scapula are out of whack because of just different muscles pulling on that joint. It's really cool to just get this guy active and nice and loose and limber to begin with though. So what I'm doing is I'm in between the ribs there, and then I'm working nice and slow and opening up a nice channel for like blood flow and circulation. It's often overlooked when we're considering shoulder pain, we're considering neck pain, even lower back work. We're not often actually treating our serratus or focus on our lat. We go to our larger muscle groups. So this might be the culprit, the underlying issue to some of our problems. And as a body worker here at MMT, we're always looking at the anatomy chart where things attach onto, what muscles are pulling on what joints, and often we have to go to these areas where the sun doesn't shine and go above and beyond to find out where the source of your pain is coming from rather than just treating your symptoms. And the serratus is one of those uncovered muscles that we know about, but maybe other therapists are overlooking. So a thumb's a really good one. And then, yeah, that's a nice little hot spot there. Yeah, so you can see his lat, like over the top. I'm actually going in and under that lat. And it's easy to get that with his arm open, like there. Nice. Oh. Sometimes just a nice stroke up like this. Oh yeah, bit tight. Oh.
So a little question we get quite often on here is when you were doing this sort of work is how do we do this on females?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So it's all about draping.
Yeah.
So that you can drape, cover them up so not feeling exposed. But
yeah.
Also, you can work through clothes too if you need to. So quite often you can do body work through clothes, and it's still really effective. You can kind of get people to move and pin and hold things and get it done. So yeah, body works for everybody, every age and gender.
So I can feel I'm on the border of his scapula there. So I'm just going to pin that. It's quite a sensitive spot. So I'm just getting this shoulder to move in all planes of motion. Bit of rotation there.
Feels good.
Feels good. Maybe this is, impacting the way that your elbow functions or your bicep as well. When we compensate, our body finds alternative ways to move yeah, we get all jumbled up in the way that our mechanics are meant to be
Operating.
operating. That gets thrown out by compensating muscles and tight muscles. So just doing some really good release work resets things and just allows the body then to integrate and heal and move properly without speed humps, without kinks. You know, when you move your shoulder and it just like feels a bit clunky and a bit crap. This is going to lubricate that, get the synovial fluid into the joint. It's like WD-40 in that rusty old door handle or door hinge. So here I'm also pushing into the lat. What I like to do is even just give it a little bit of a pinch. So that's in the weight. Give it a little bit of a pinch there. So that's more his lat, but just giving a little bit of a pincer. Just
wow, it's good.
Yeah. What can happen is it becomes adhesive or gluey and sticky to the ribs. So I'm thinking of grabbing something that's stuck and pulling it off. Yeah, and that's what's going to allow these rib cage to expand and move and operate the way they're meant to as our lungs fill up with air. So sometimes we can feel quite tight in the chest, tight in the sides here with our breathing mechanics. And you know, maybe it is during sport or in the gym when you're heavy breathing, and that can just be tight muscles sort of compressing that area. So just a few different ways of hitting that. And we saw that it went up into here as well. So this might be a little bit of pec minor, but we saw that it even attaches like right up under there. So we're coming into underneath the pec. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit nervy. Not the most comfortable area to focus on. Good. So just internally rotating that shoulder and then stretching it up and out like this as well. Oh, yep. Oh, a bit going on. You can see the redness there. How's that feel? A bit sensitive?
Yeah, when you flick over it.
Yeah, sharp.
Yeah.
So just hydrate that tissue as well. Sometimes it's we've got quite a crossover of fascia through this area, and just doing some really slow, less wax strokes. Look, I'm going cross fiber, so cross and down the ribs now. Can just help hydrate that fascia. And our fascia doesn't really stretch that well, so stretching's not really going to improve the mechanics of our fascia, you know. So the way that our fascia performs, this is going to help to release the tension in our fascia as well as our muscle tissues. So two birds with one stone, cross fiber now going down. Find a nice little spot in there. Brilliant. And then I'm going to get into subscap. So subscap being sub underneath our scapula can sometimes be compensating and pulling our shoulder internally. A lot of the times when we see with our posture, it's our shoulders are rolling forward, our head then pulls forward, our upper back rounds, and it's just like a domino effect. So staying on top of our body work and thinking of how the postures are being pulled by the muscle, how the joints are being pulled by the muscles that are making our postures sort of look out of whack. Considerate of that. So subscap's one of those. It's really going to help allow the shoulder to sit nice into that glenohumeral joint. Good. Now while I'm here, I'm going to show you how we pinch the pec. So Leo, we come here, we grab thumb under there, and I'm going to pinch.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Woke me up.
Woke me up, yep.
Oh, you can feel it working though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes this refers into that pain you feel in the mid-back, like right into your shoulder blade. Think of a tight pec pulling to the center here and how your upper back muscles are going to be then stretched taut. So they're long and weak. And then they're active trying to hold the scapula in the right position, and they're getting fatigued and irritated and just angry. So we stop the tug of war. We release the pec minor, allows that shoulder to feel a little bit more relaxed. A really good one too if you've got like a frozen shoulder, or you've had an injury to your shoulder and you've been in a sling, you're holding your shoulder really close to you, your lat and your serratus are going to be like in this protective state, meaning that they're locked on and short and tight. Then we move on with life and we're no longer in that sling and we go back to moving the way we want in the gym or in our sport or just in day-to-day life. You know, might be hanging something on the clothesline or grabbing the flower off the top shelf, whatever it might be. Yeah, you need to get in there and release that so that starts to flow and feel a whole lot smoother and easier for you. All right. Doesn't take too much time to release our serratus and our pec minor. We're going to go a little bit into teres into there as well, our rotator cuffs. So just showing you some really cool techniques when treating the shoulder. Different ways of exploration and having a good go. All right. For the sake of the video, we'll leave it there. Make sure you do like, subscribe, head to our Patreon for extra content. See us having a little bit of fun and banter and hanging out with each other on a Friday. Otherwise, if you're interested in our courses, you want to learn to do our body work, there's links below. Yeah, check them out. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Done.